Yep. Yep.
Sup peeps? It's the dude from Beast Mode Gaming, damn right. Okay, this is going to be my heal tanking tutorial for Slaughterhouse. Now, I will be making a regular tanking tutorial, but heal tanking's more fun, and it's better for aggro and things like that. You'll see. Watch. You'll see. Okay, so first thing to do is to equip some gear. So let's get some gear in this shit. Let's find my heal tanking stuff. See, it says Facility Master Planner Heal Tank Setup. It's actually exactly the same build I use to heal tank just about everything, except the those Tokyo dungeons. Manufactory. I use Fist heal tanking for that. So anyway, let's go through some stuff so you can see what my stats are. So with my blood weapon equipped, which is the important one, I've got 834 critical rating, 296 crit power. Bear in mind the only crit power comes from the woodcutter, and the signet on there is real awesome, especially for blood healing. Okay, so hit rating, so as you can see there's no impairs on my blood build, but if I use my chaos weapon, my hit rating goes to 679. So you can see I've got enough hit rating when I need it. A lot of people say don't put hit rating on your weapons, but if you're only using one weapon to impair, which I am, it's perfectly fine to put hit rating on there. Or like with my fist heal tanking build, I have the level 5 hit rating augment that I can put on. So even if I don't have any hit rating on my fist weapon, I still have enough hit rating to impair because of that augment. So that's awesome. Okay, where were we? 796 block rating, 3854. That's actually going to go to over 4k. Remember to drink a benefaction tonic. When in doubt, drink a benefaction tonic. That's what I always say. So 3974 heal rating, which is awesome. And that's pretty much it. So that's my stats. Feel free to pause on that shit and read it if you need to, but you won't need to because it's going to be good. Okay, so let's go through some of these abilities and stuff that I've got going on. So escalation, I like this because it's basically rolls with this intensity passive over here. So whenever you use escalation, it reduces the chance that it will glance by 5%, and it increases hate generated by 20%. So that's awesome. Extra aggro, it's always good to have extra aggro. And it causes targets to become weakened by exposed, which as a tank you have to expose. It's mandatory. All tanks need to do that. Okay, so ebb and flow. Basically, this is just like barrier enhancing stuff, blood, agitation, all the usual stuff. So clotting over there. There's a lot of elite passives you can use, but clotting is the best, definitely. So in case you can't read the writing with my small shit on the screen, whenever you apply a barrier to a target that already has a barrier, you also heal the target for 67% of the new barrier's strength, which is a huge heal, especially if you're doing like some big shit. So vexing augment on there. I've got inspiring augment for 5% extra group damage. Warding, that's a nice one over there. What's that over there? Can't read that shit. Oh, that's why. Impenetrable augment.
Zoom in.
Don't worry about that. Curing augment and vitalizing augment. So those are the ones I'm running. You can see exactly where I'm running them, and those aren't any sort of foreign abilities over there. I'm sure everybody has seen those abilities somewhere. Sweet. Okay, let's do this. So, who's got dabs? HB or Jeff? Do you want to do
I'm
dabs?
I'm happy to do whatever. Not a problem.
Awesome. If you can do dabs, that'll be great. Cam, can you do short fuse?
I I got fuse, unless you want me to do something else.
Cam has short fuse also, so you're free to do anything you want, Paul. Whatever DPS you want, you can do. If you want to train a little bit on your dabs, you won't actually be firing dabs, but you'll be using the pistol abilities, and that's going to be awesome.
If Paul wants, I can quite happily let him do dabs.
Up to you guys, whatever you want.
I'm gonna slot in, I forget what the name of it is. That gives me a free manifestation. This dungeon's not bad for anima charge. There it is.
Oh. It ran out.
I just watched you die, Jeff. It was good stuff.
I missed it. Crap.
It was a gesture in honor of Tina.
These fiery eyes are spooky. I don't know if I like them. Come on, guys, put on your extra life shirts.
That's right. Just so you guys can see the extra life shirt for 2016. Looks pretty cool. We took part. We unleashed some shit. It was all good. Okay, so the strategy for a heal tank, what you want to do is, this is how heal tanking works. This ability down here, cold-blooded, that is what all the aggro is about. So what I always do is, I run into the fight, hit my agitation configuration, and then hit cold-blooded. It doesn't matter who the DPSs are, they will not be able to pull aggro from that. So that it's really strong aggro-wise. It's awesome. So we're going to put this to test actually. So so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to run in around this little corner here on the right. If you see where my mouse pointer is, I'm going to hit agitation. I'm going to hit cold-blooded. And then when the boss is near me, I'm going to hit Discord Rising to stack a shit ton of exposed on the boss. So let's see how this rolls. Okay, is everybody good? Jump if you're ready. Sweet. Okay, let's do this. So he'll just come to me, you'll see. There goes my agitation, there goes my cold-blooded, and there goes my stacks of exposed. Check him out, he's trying to attack me, but he can't do shit. And there he does. Easy as that. The beauty about heal tanking, you guys will be able to run through it now. The beauty about heal tanking, obviously, is that you have 4 full DPSs. So you'll literally kill stuff much faster. Okay, so this is boss 2. Once the talking is done, I'll explain. Okay, there, talking's done. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to wait for the buffs to come off cooldown. Once the buffs are off cooldown, look where my mouse pointer is. I'm going to run along that yellow line over there, the yellow and black striped line. You don't want to run a little bit to the left. You don't want to run a little bit to the right. You want to run exactly on that line, all the way up there. And just keep an eye on when I run. So you see when the boss turned over there, you're going to see when he goes around. I'll say now, and that's exactly the right time to go. So you'll see, keep an eye on the boss. Get ready for that shit. Get ready. Now. So you see, as he turned just then, that was the right time to go. And that's when I'm going to go. Is the group ready? Okay, looking good. Get ready, go. Just before he's about to turn, did you see that? Get away from him, nice and quick. Agitation. Now cold-blooded. Just in case the DPS is trigger happy and they shoot him and then you don't have aggro on the boss. Stack exposed with Discord Rising. And then the DPSs are going to save the buffs for the trip back. And you'll see why, because it's all free DPS. Okay, buffs. Oh yeah, we're getting his ass, look. Thinks he knows some shit, but we're teaching him a lesson. Stay, don't run. Burn his ass, burn his ass. He will die. Nice. See? That's what 4 DPSs does.
Attention. Alert disengaged. Blast doors will release.
So that wasn't so tough. A lot of people struggle, but I'm going to show you. When we do this with a normal tank and a normal healer, we probably won't get the burn over here. What'll happen is we'll all have to hide behind this pillar, and then the tank will run out over here, and then the DPSs can stay behind the pillar, protected from the ads, and the tank will lure the boss over here so he doesn't cleave all the DPSs dead. It's very easy, you'll see. Okay. We don't have to wait for buffs on this fight, because this fight you don't really need buffs. Is everybody good? Jump if you're ready. These are like the same peeps that we take practically every time we do tank training. Okay, let's do this.
Tesla's technology continues to serve us well.
Agitation.
Coils increase power output.
Cold-blooded.
Shield the facility from remote viewing and telepathic.
Discord rising. Stack that exposed on his ass. That's pretty much it. I just heal myself a lot, and he dies. Hopefully somebody's gonna find this shit useful.
Systems require restart.
Nothing to repair even, look at that. Okay, Jeff, do you want to do the scientists?
Yep, sure.
Cool. So what we usually do is we have one DPS take care of the scientists. It's important that one DPS do it because you have DPSs from all over the freaking place shooting all the scientists, and before you know it you've got no scientists left and the freaking boss comes and kills all the DPSs. And it's not cool when that shit goes down. I'm just going to respond to a tell, won't be a sec. There we are, look at that. Testing my new keyboard to the max. I got a new
One cool thing about these shirts is that these people, HB and Jeff, and not Jeff and Shell, ran a wonderful fundraising thing. That's how I met them, and my prize was getting taught how to do Nightmare Dungeons and getting a Master Planner run. So how cool are they?
That's right. So Paul was one of those dudes who basically donated to our Extra Life team, and his reward for donating, or the prize that he won, was getting all the Master Planner runs, and we did those. I didn't make any videos during that time though. I probably should have. Next time I will.
Learned a lot of stuff doing that.
Yeah, it's super fun. And now Paul is part of our cabal, and he's like all in here unleashing it with us. Okay, so yeah, that's a good point, Jeff. I always say when I'm teaching or when I'm tank training in here, I always make sure that the tank learning, if I look through this window without triggering the fight, look where my mouse pointer is. There's a line here, a line there, and a line there. That line, that third line, I usually tell the tank to stand there. Nobody attacks the boss until the scientists are completely gone, because that would make the scientists not spawn like around here where we need them. And basically if the tank doesn't stand there, the boss will run down over here, and when the scientists see the boss, they'll run away. They're scared of the boss, obviously. So that's why we make sure that the boss is about there. He doesn't come any closer to the ads than that, or the scientists I should say, otherwise they'll run away. You'll see what I mean, watch this. So Jeff is going to be on scientist duty, and everybody else is going to unleash it. Now, one thing I have to say, what I do sometimes is if we're running in a super high DPS group, I would take Helter Skelter out and put in Provoke, purely because I can't use my cold-blooded to create aggro until he does that little white AoE around one of the DPSs. So I need that to save their lives. So you'll see I'm not going to use cold-blooded at all this time. I'll still use agitation, but I'm not going to use cold-blooded because I need that for when those white circles appear. You'll see. Just pay close attention to when I spam this. And another cool thing is, every time you use this to save a DPS with a little AoE, that AoE spawns on a timer, and that timer is exactly the same timer as cold-blooded. So if you keep an eye on when that's coming off cooldown, you know exactly when the next AoE is going to come. So you just keep spamming that number 7 the whole time, and as soon as it's off cooldown, fire it immediately, and you will save the DPS again and again and again. It's very easy. Watch this. We're going to show you. Okay, all good? Jump if you're ready. Good stuff. Let's do this. Okay, so nobody's going to attack the boss. I'm going to stand on the third line. 1, 2, 3, just there. Then I want to stand facing the DPSs over here, so I can protect them. There's the cold-blooded, cold-blooded. Oh, nice, we got it. And now it's on the cooldown, basically. So every single time my cold-blooded is off cooldown, I'm going to fire it. And it's going to keep me alive, and it's going to keep the DPSs alive. You'll see. You're going to want to impair scanner. Like that. So sometimes the DPSs stand in that, and it's not good. So watch, I got 5 seconds left on my 3, 2, so I'm going to keep spamming number 7 now. And there's the circle, and we're alive. Look at that. Easy. Make sure I stand over here so the ads don't see the boss or the scientists. I keep calling them ads, they're not really ads. They're more like just regular scientists. Dudes who think they know some shit. See, he got close over there. Make sure no scientists saw him. Nope, it's looking good. Good stuff. Spam cold-blooded, spam cold-blooded. See, it's cast on me every time. Have you guys seen that? Oh, there we are. We killed him. That white circle actually spawned on me 3 times. That was smooth. That was like textbook shit. That's what that was. So nobody uses any buffs on this fight. What I'm going to do is, as a tank, from about here, I'm going to rocket launch in. So I'm right in his face, and you want to stay right in his face. You're going to do the usual rotation, agitation, cold-blooded, discord rising, and he's going to get all the exposed and stuff. Soon as he does his cone attack, you just run out of it. Watch. You'll see. Okay, everybody good? Yep, you guys good? Sweet, let's do this. Rocket jump. Nice. Run out of that. So there it goes. 10 stacks of exposed. And now we just basically keep ourselves alive by doing builder, 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 consumer. Builder, 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 consumer. Such a simple rotation. Anyone can do this. It's like stealing candy from a baby. A deaf, dumb and blind baby. No offense to anybody who has babies out there that are deaf, dumb and blind. Okay, we all good? Yeah.
One sec, please.
No worries. I'm going to explain the tank tactics while you take care of some shit. So what's going to happen here? As soon as this dude's finished talking. Okay, good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over here. There's 2 ways to do this before I take you through it. What you need to do is, if you're in a high DPS group, you can just run and stand on that dark patch right there. You can see it's almost like there's sort of pillars, or not pillars, but like boards, you know, like floorboards in a house. You got the long ways ones, and then you got the horizontal ones, almost like a chessboard underneath here. And that dark patch over there, that's where I always go and stand. What you want to do is you want to run the boss around the outside of the room, the very outside of the room. Because as he runs, he'll leave a trail of ice, and you can't run over that trail. If you touch that trail, you'll either freeze or die. And if the boss runs over that, he'll actually get a buff, a damage buff. You'll see there'll be like big ice crystals coming out the ground, and he'll literally do a shit ton of damage. So we want to go outside and basically just fill the floor up eventually with all the AoEs going on here. You'll see. Watch the pattern I run. Pay close attention to that, because everywhere I go and everything I do, there's a reason for it. Okay, sweet. So this is the strategy. If you're in a high DPS group, you'll go to this dark patch where I said, and you'll hit agitation and cold-blooded as normal. But if you're in a low DPS group, you can't afford to use cold-blooded because you won't out DPS the circles that it's going to cast. You'll see the red circles around everybody. You won't be able to out DPS that, and you'll need that to keep your DPSs alive. So we're in a high DPS group. I'm going to run over there and I'm going to use cold-blooded, and that's going to be fine. You'll see it's going to be okay. When he does it, I'm going to when he runs back up there to the middle where he is now, he's going to do Ice Imprisonment. He'll do 2 casts. He'll do Call HB. What's the name of those circles again? Call. You know those red circles he puts around us? I almost want to say Call the Shots or something like that. But I can't remember the name, but I know what it looks like. You'll see it. So Ice Imprisonment, you want to save your Chaotic Pool for that. It's not good if you get frozen into a block of ice. So save that, make sure you use that for only Ice Imprisonment, and then you can use Helter Skelter for the other one if you need to. So let's do this. Let's just watch the strategy. We all good? Going to reload UI on this, 1 sec. Okay, so I'm going to run over here, provoke the boss a little bit, see he hates me. Agitation. As soon as he comes out, cold-blooded. Then we want to use Discord Rising, stack those exposed. This dude hits like a truck. But it's nothing your blood shields can't take care of. So pay close attention. So you see there, he ran away before he cast those red circles on the floor, because we out DPS'd it. If you're in a low DPS group, you would use your cold-blooded specifically for that, just then. So I'm going to stand over here and get ready to impair Ice Imprisonment. There it is. Ice Shot, that's it. So what I'm going to do is now, I'm going to use cold-blooded now. And that'll protect my DPSs. There we are, look at that. Good stuff. Piece of cake. See what I mean? How easy this is. I'm just doing builder, consumer. If he does another cast, I'm going to Helter Skelter his ass. There we are. See, he thought he was going to cast some shit, but I Helter Skeltered his ass. And now I'm going to do what I did before. I'm going to wait to... look at that, we out DPS'd it. Go to the south, so you can go to the reset point. Basically, that would have been rinse and repeat. If you didn't burn through a phase, you would do exactly what you've just done again, basically. Sweet. So this fight, this is actually easier than it looks. A lot of people struggle on this fight. There's no need to struggle. I'll show you. So what you want to do is, as a tank, you want to make sure that this next boss sees you first before anybody, and you need to get there really fast. So watch what I do. I'm going to rocket launch, I'm going to do a dash, I'm going to hit him with Chaotic Pool, just to get a hit in there, otherwise you'll get electric phase. So watch this. Everybody good? Yeah, if you're too slow, that means you'll get the electric phase. You need to get to the boss fast. You can't be at range or you'll do electric phase. Watch this. Rocket launch in, dodge roll forward, Chaotic Pool, no electric phase. Piece of cake. Do that every time and you're golden. Were I to run away from him now, we'd get an electric phase. Don't kill each other with rocket launcher. So you want to make sure you're behind the boss for this first part. I always do a little Helter Skelter to teach him a lesson. Nice, don't kill each other with rocket launcher. So once again, we're gonna do a helter-skelter through the boss. Make sure you're behind him, because then you'll dodge out of Slaughterhouse. So we're doing basically what we've been doing the whole time. It's a matter of agitation, cold-blooded, all the usual stuff. He's going to do toxic ooze, just dodge out of it. There's nothing to impale in this fight. He should do toxic ooze, or we out DPS'd it. If he does Splatterhouse, dodge through him. If you're behind him, Splatterhouse can't hit you. Once his health is about 50k, you want to come and hide around this corner. Then it's agitation again, cold-blooded his ass, and then the DPSs can hit this dude nicely. He does, and then kill that dude. Piece of cake. That was my bad about cancelling my recording, but that's the technique right there.
Charles, do you want to just show where the tank should stand exactly for the last boss?
So what I generally do is when the flesh boss comes up over here, I'll hit Helter Skelter to take aggro on the new flesh boss. Then I'll stand over here, come around. The boss will do Splatterhouse. When he does that, just dodge through him, so you're behind him. Splatterhouse attack will cancel, and then once the boss his health reaches about 50k, you just come and stand over here. You want to wedge yourself in this corner. Have a good look at this corner. Catch it from every angle. That corner right there. If you wedge in there, when the big guy does yank, he can't yank you through this wall. If you were stood over here, he would just literally suck you right back in over here. And then this green guy will turn around and the DPSs won't be able to damage him. Your goal as a tank is to get wedged in this corner, hit agitation configuration, hit cold-blooded like that, and that will force this green guy over here to have his back towards the DPSs who are standing over here. And then they can burn his ass down. And that's the tactic over there. It's really easy. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions, just pop them down below. If you have any gear questions or issues or anything like that, or stats or augments, whatever you want to talk about, or if you just want to talk about some random shit, that's all good. You just pop that down below and we can have a chat. It'll be fun. Okay, see you later. Cheers.